Guys, in Excel, an Excel file is called a book. Within each Excel book, there are sheets, and you can add additional sheets down here. In your sheets, the grid is made up of columns and rows. A column runs up and down. Columns are identified by letters. Rows are identified by numbers. A row runs right and left. Each cell has a column and a column letter and a row number. So like this cell right here is B5. Before we get into this, we're going to do a little activity first to like see how many rows and columns there are, because that always seems to get you guys. So with your cursor, make sure you're in a cell. Press and hold Command and strike the right arrow key. That should take you to the end of the columns. There are about 65,500 and so many columns. Now let's go press and hold Command and strike the down arrow key. That number over here is 1,048,576. So there are over 65,000 columns and 1,048,576 rows. Just so you know, guys, when you're sometimes you guys want to kind of scroll like this. What you're basically doing is setting your printable range. There are about 60 some pages within this file. So sometimes you go to print and you're like, Miss Cruz, I don't understand. It's printing 60 pages. That's why. So don't mess with it. All right. So we're going to hover our mouse over column H and click that column. So we're selecting that entire column. So when we hover our mouse over a column, we get a thick black down arrow. When we click that, it selects 1,048,576 cells. We're going to choose a color that's not black, white, or yellow and make that our column color. So we're going to go over here to the fill color. It looks like a tipped over paint can, and when you hover your mouse over it, it says fill color, and we're going to choose that color. I'm going to choose red. We're going to do something similar to row 10. So we're going to hover our mouse over the number 10, click. We're going to choose a different color that is not black, white, or yellow, and fill that our row color. So whatever your column color is, that's what this is here. And this is your row color. All right. Up here in A1, we're going to go ahead and type Angela. Actually, we're going to skip that. All right. For this next part, we're going to kind of work with those rows and columns just to kind of learn that and to learn basic formatting and how a cell reference is named. So each cell has a name or a cell reference. So let's click in E2. In E2, type E2, enter. Then go back and click on the cell one time. Now, when you are just clicked on the cell, all of our buttons are available to us. So we're going to go ahead and bold our font in that cell, make it size 16. We're going to center it right and left. And we're going to put a cell border around it. So we're going to go here to outside border. Now, we're going to select the E. So we're going to go up here to what's called the formula bar. And we're going to select the E and change our font color to E to whatever you changed your column color to. So my column color is red, so I'm going to change my font color to red. and then select 2 and do the same thing, but whatever your row color is. Mine is blue, so I'm going to do blue. All right, let's practice that again. In cell D6, let's type D6. Enter. And go up there and click back in D6. And we're going to bold, center, make our font 2 bigger. Oh, sorry. Go up here and select I'm going to select the 6 this time, my row number. Change my font color because it should already be set. Then I'm going to select the D and change it to my column color. All right, we're going to do one more, but this one's kind of confusing. In cell F7, type B5. So in F7, type B5, enter. All right, we're going to go back and click in F7, and we're going to do everything that we normally would. So we're going to bold, we're going to add a border, we're going to increase our font size, we're going to center, we're going to select the B, our formula bar, change the font color, select the 5, change that font color, and seal it by pressing enter. All right. Actually, click just somewhere after you press enter, click somewhere outside of that cell. Oops. On D6, I forgot to add a border. Okay. So we have the big white. So we've learned these cursors so far. We have the column selector and the row selector. Those are those black arrows. The cell selector cursor is the big white plus sign. So when I just want to select one cell or a group of cells, I use that big white plus sign. All right, we're going to learn what's called the move tool. So we're going to select F7, and we're going to put our cursor on the outer edge of those cells. Here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. All right, so if I move my mouse around to the outer edge of the cell on those lines there, those green lines, it turns my cursor to a hand. This is what we call the cut and paste or move handle. So or move cursor. So we're going to press and hold on that, and we're going to drag it to B5 and release. When we do that, it takes all of our formatting. So our font size, our border, font color, all of that. All right. All right, so in cell A1, we're going to use that cell selector cursor, that big white plus sign, and we're going to type our first, middle, and last name. So I'm going to type Angela Marie Cruz. And then press enter. All right. Hopefully, when you type your first, middle, and last name, your text goes into B1 as well. So even though it looks like I've typed in A1 and B1, I haven't. I've only typed in A1. So I could double click up here between A and B and make that column a auto fit to include that largest entry. So that way now I can see that whole entry. All right, so in that we learned the cell selector cursor and the auto fit. So again, you go up here and hover your mouse between A and B on the line up here between A and B and double click. And that automatically makes that column wider. Now, can I use my cursor to adjust my column width? Yes. Okay, for this let's do this. Let's go up here to our formula bar and we're going to add to Angela Marie Cruz. And we're going to put is awesome. Now I have text that goes in A1 and B1. But let's say that I wanted to merge the cells A1, B1, and C1 so that my text fits there, and then I want to center my text. So typically you're going to do this in what's called like a title of something. So we're going to go up here and choose the merge and center button. And it takes those 3 separate cells, moves them into one, and centers my text. Now put a border around that cell. So now it's 1 cell, but it's 3 combined. All right.